Okay, and here we go. Okay, we're looking at the prize card submissions to the fan card contest. And this time I have some more definitive criteria that I wanted to go over before we get started. So with a prize card, what am I looking for? I'm really looking for a card that doesn't work as a supply pile card, really. Like, buying a lot of them would not work in the context of the game. Note that I don't think all the existing prize cards necessarily fulfill this. Like, I think Diadem might actually just be better as a Kingdom card. So that's one thing. The other thing would be to kind of smooth over the power level of the prizes. Like, right now, Followers and Trusty Steed are really a lot better than the rest of the prizes. There's a significant drop-off, and then you get Princess, and then you get another significant drop-off, and Diadem, and Bag of Gold. So I'd like to sort of find a prize that maybe fits into the niche on either side of Princess. Would be nice. So yeah, those are kind of the two big things. So I'm not looking for like the most powerful prize ever. I feel like Followers and Trusty Steed are already pretty powerful. But you know, I'm open to reviewing all of them, obviously. Let's get started. Okay, favor. By the way, I do have a card in here somewhere, and I'm looking at most of these for the first time, but I did kind of skim over the first five, or, well, I really looked at the first 5 of them, and I kind of skimmed the first 10 of them. So after that, I'll be more in the dark. Okay, favor. Action prize. There are going to be prizes. I'll need cost 0. You know, 0-ish can only be gained from tournament. Not really a cost. Okay. You may return this to the prize pile. If you do, +5 cards and trash any number of cards from your hand. Yeah. So this one, right off the bat, really strong, right? I mean, it's different because you return it. And then you get +5 cards, and you can trash any number of cards. So this is a great cleanup card if you have just been wrecked with junkers. This is a great, take it to the next level card. I think it's just too good at doing all those things. I mean, +5 cards, a one-time +5 cards is really great, even if you don't. Well, it's not +1 action +5 cards, but if you have any sort of engine going, even a one-time +5 cards is going to be pretty good. And then you return it, right? So you can do that and theoretically keep, because you could do that, return it, and then if you connected a tournament in a province, you could like do it again in the same turn, right? There's nothing to stop you from doing that. So I think this is too strong. That trashing is going to be really strong, even without that. I think it's just much stronger than what I'm looking for. The idea of returning a prize, I like that idea about it, but I guess I don't like the rest of it. Okay, Wizard. Also, I will be critiquing the name somewhat. Favor's a fine name. Is that a prize you could win in a tournament? You could win a favor? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. A wizard. I guess you could win a wizard. Not as much. No. Okay. If this is the first action card you played this turn, +3 cards and +1 action. Otherwise, +1 card and +3 actions. Otherwise, the opposite. Okay. Yeah, so this one is not very wild, but that's okay. So if you play it, if you connect tournament and then you get this, and then you get this in hand, and then you play it, it will always just be the second option. So it's super lab or super village. So it'll always be the super village that way, and it's probably usually better as super lab is probably usually better. Although super village will be okay. So, a lot of the time. If it gets blocked and you put it on top of your deck, so you might actually want it to be blocked sometimes, which would be kind of interesting. But yeah, so you're gonna have some flexibility for which option you want, because you're gonna have tournaments, and you could play this and then tournament, or tournament and then this, but it's not obviously as flexible as Trusty Steed. But I like it as a not super powerful, but just kind of helps keep your engine together card, and hey, it does actually combo with Diadem, right, because of the +3 actions option. So yeah, I like that card. Shield of Virtue. It's a reaction prize. Reaction prize. +1 card, +1 action. Look through your discard pile. You may trash a card from your hand or your discard pile, so it non-terminal Hermit. While another player plays an attack card, you may reveal this from your hand. If you do, you're unaffected by that attack. Yeah, so that's a good card. I guess what I don't like about it is that it's kind of just the sum of two other cards, like part of Hermit and Moat stuck together. And that's really all. Cantrip, Hermit with Moat reaction. So it's not super interesting to me. So it's fine, but there's probably the competition's probably going to be too steep for that to be one of my favorites. Okay, Rusty the Donkey. That's kind of a weird name, but you could win Rusty. Sure. Probably related to Trusty Steed here. Okay, +4 actions. Nice combos with Diadem. I like that. Trash a card from your hand. Choose one. So you have to trash a card from your hand. Choose one. Gain a card with cost up to the number of unused actions you have. Actions, not action cards. Or gain a card costing up to 4 more than the trash card. Or gain 2 cards each costing up to 2 more than the trash card. Yeah, that's cool. Gain a card with cost up to the number of unused actions you have. So it could be, so you'll have 4 unused actions, but it could be more if you've played other cards before this. It really does work with Diadem. Although I guess actually no, it kind of anti-synergizes with Diadem, right? Because it wants you to use up those extra actions. Well, at least on that choice. Or you can just gain a card costing up to 4 more than the trash card. Whoa, gain a card costing up to 4 more than the trash card? Like, super expand? Hey, that's probably really strong by itself. Or gain 2 cards, each costing up to 2 more than the trash card, and that's pretty strong too. So I think this card is too good because you have the first option, which is interesting. I think the middle thing, well, I mean, that would be okay on a prize, but then taken with having all the other options too. Well, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I like a lot of its parts, but I think all added up together, it might just be too much. But it's a nice idea. Maybe it's fine. I'll have to think about that one more. I don't know. Gain a card costing up to 4 more than the trash card, so that's better than expand. Because all expand does is gain a card costing up to 3 more. But expand's not that good. Probably not really worth the 7 you have to pay for it. Well, okay, I'll have to think about that one more. But there's a lot going up in that card. Going on with that card. Okay. Oh, I should be scrolling down, huh? Yeah. I'm trying not to all over the place. Servicemen. Don't really know how is that sort of a modern term for soldiers? Maybe it's not. Because I prefer medieval-ish, late medieval-ish terms for Dominion. +1 action, trash a card from your hand. +1 action, trash a card from your hand. Gain a card costing up to 3 more than the trash card, putting it into your hand. Okay, so that's like Donkey, right? It was Donkey? Yeah, that's like Rusty, but much weaker. Well, wait, is Rusty terminal? No, Rusty's super non-terminal. Yeah, so this is just a lot weaker than Rusty, which may be because Rusty's too good. Well, but you get the card in your hand. It might have some narrow uses for stuff. kind of, yeah, I mean, probably like super narrow uses. I don't know, it's probably not up to snuff as a prize. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, Wishing Ring. Oh, by the way, apologies if I misinterpret what your card does. I'm sure I'll do that somewhere along the line. Okay, Wishing Ring. Wishing Ring. A ring for wishing. It's a reaction. +1 action, choose an action card from the supply and play it. Okay, so do Band of Misfits. When another player plays an... Well, okay, but you're not playing this card, so you actually take a card from the supply and play it. When another player plays an attack card, you may reveal this. If you do, choose one, gain a copy of the attack card, putting it into your hand, and this card onto your deck, or you are not affected by the attack. Okay. Huh. So by the time you have this, do you really care to be gaining the attack card? You're probably going to want to not be affected by the attack unless the attack is like Spy. And do you really want to gain Spy and get rid of this? Because what it does is pretty good. You can choose any action and play it, and then what do you do with that action? Because it doesn't say return it. It just says you get it. Well, it never says to give it back to the supply. I guess is it in the supply while it's being played? It can't be played. It has to move to your play area when it's being played. So there are wording problems here, and I think that top is just really strong, and the bottom is not super important. It's just a moat, really, because you're just going to reveal it as moat. You're probably not going to want to do the other thing too much. Well, maybe. Because then you put this back. Well, yeah, I just don't. I think that top is too... maybe it's fine because it's a prize, but... yeah. I don't think that really wows me. Okay, Jousting Rod. +1 action, gain an action card costing up to 5, putting it into your hand. Okay, that's nice. When another player plays a tournament, you may discard this. Okay, I thought about doing something like this. If you do gain 2 action cards, each costing up to 5, putting them into your hand. Wow! Wow! Wow, that's really good. Yeah, you'll always want to do that. 2 action cards costing up to 5 on top of your deck. That's really good, and people will be playing tournaments. This would be a good prize to get, I think. You're going to gain so many 5-cost cards. Yeah. It's probably quite good. But maybe not too good. Yeah. Okay, I like that card. I like that idea. I mean, yeah, the reaction is really good. I mean, the top's really good, too. The reaction is really good because it's going to happen a lot. And, yeah, and then you get that a lot. Okay, interesting card. Grace of the King. It's kind of a little bit just too cumbersome of a name. It's a fine name, but not my favorite. +1 action. While this is in play, when you play an action card the first time this turn, you play it again. Let me read that again. While this is in play, you play an action card. Okay, while it's in play, you play an action card the first time this turn. So you throne room the first action you play? Is that what that says? This affects each individual card, not just each differently named card. So if you played this and played a village twice, then played another village, you would also play that second village twice. I'm confused. Oh, I see. So it doesn't stack with throne with itself or throne room. Well, of course it doesn't stack with itself, but with throne room, I think. So whenever you play an action card, you play it again. Is what it should say. But not if you like throne it, I think. Okay. Well, wording's really awkward there, and there's probably some weird edge cases going on. But the idea is intriguing to me. Parade. Parade A. It's another reaction. Discard any number of cards, +2 cards per card discarded. When you have no actions left during your action phase, you may reveal this from your hand. If you do, +3 actions. and then you keep this card. So it should make you discard this card, right? Because you could just... I mean, in a way, it's... you can keep revealing it. Well, I guess you couldn't keep using the actions. But if you could, then you could keep going with it. Shouldn't it get discarded? Well, maybe the point is you can keep doing that. The top is fine. It's not very powerful. Yeah, maybe it needs the bottom because the top's not very powerful. I don't think I care for it. Advertiser. +1 action, +2 money. It's an acetone prize. Yeah, right. +1 action, +2 money. Reveal up to 2 action cards from your hand. For each card revealed this way, gain a copy of it. Ooh. So you can reveal 2 action cards, up to 2, and then you can gain them. So you can be like Village and Smithy and gain them, or King's Court and Goons, and you would gain each of them. And you don't have to discard them, so you don't lose them. So you can just return them to your hand. That's really nice. Maybe you should have to discard them. I mean, it is a prize. The thing with prizes is they can be a little outrageous because it takes a long time to get it, and you can only get one of them. So maybe that's okay. I mean, that seems quite strong, but as I said, it's a prize. Does it need +2 money? I don't think it needs +2 money. Since it doesn't need it, I would just take that away from it. I'm not even sure it needs to be non-terminal, but maybe it does because then you return these action cards to your hand and you're like, I want to play them. So yeah, it does need to be non-terminal. But I don't think it needs +2 money. Unless the person who made the card has some reason to think it is weak without +2 money, but I can't imagine that it actually is. You get to gain 2 of any kind of action card just automatically, and you don't have to trash anything or discard anything to do that. So I think it's quite a strong card. Advertiser is not, I don't think, a name I like here. It's not Cornucopia. It's not Medieval Tournament. What should this card be called? I don't know. Something else? Yeah, I'll think about that. But not what it's called. But other than that, I like it. And get rid of the +2 money, I think. Okay, I think I've spent too much time on this card. Remote Holding. Oh, that's even weirder of a name. Yeah, I don't like that at all. It's an action victory card. That's interesting. Okay, so it's going to be hard to persuade me that there should be a victory card prize because Duchy is always going to be available, and theoretically it would be okay, but I think the decision over whether to take Duchy or whether to take whatever the prize victory card is, it's going to be hard to make that decision actually interesting rather than, well, you're always going to want this one, or you're always going to want this one. But let's see what the author did here. +3 cards, +1 buy, you may trash a card from your hand. Okay, so it's Margrave with no attack, and you trash a card from your hand instead. Worth 30 VP if you have no other victory or prize cards in your deck. What? Worth 30 VP if you have no other victory. Huh. I have to think about that. Well, no, all the provinces are worth... I mean, just 4 of the provinces... So 5 of the provinces equalizes this. I guess if you're in a terrible slog, if you're winning a brutal slog and you're draining piles, and you have this, and the other person has no feasible comeback possible, yeah, I think this is no good, because I mean that is such a clause, man. I mean that's such a high stakes. It's such a high stakes card. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think the stakes are going to be justifiable almost all of the time. So really that would just be a side benefit of this card if you happen to be in that situation when you happen to have this card and no other victory card and no prize, and you would happen to win by that would give you enough BP to win. So would you buy the top half of the card anyway? Yeah, you would. It's not really the best thing because you know, to your deck with prizes, you're not going to be wanting to add just a bunch of blind draw. Of course, the bottom makes you not even want to have a lot of prizes. I don't think this card really works. Yeah, I don't think it works. Nice try, but I don't think so. Heroic Epic. What strange names. But that makes that one... I don't know if that one really works. Cost. Oh, this one actually has a real cost. Okay. +1 card, +1 action, +1 money. Okay, it's Peddler. When you reveal this card, you may name any card of types, any number of types and card names. This card has all of those types and card names until the end of the turn, and none of its former types and names. I don't get why that matters and why the cost matters, but there has to be some reason the cost matters. Because you could trash it for benefits is why the cost matters. But okay, what does changing its type matter? Wait, when you reveal this card, you may name any number of types. When do you reveal this card, though? Like if you have to reveal your hand and it's in your hand, or you draw it. Well, you don't reveal it when you draw it. Like the hunting party reveal sort of thing. So the reveal situations is a weird category. I mean, it's not a weird category. It's just a category that's not really explored when you're not talking about a reaction card. And I still don't get why types and card names. This card has all of those card names. So does that mean it is that card? You know what? I give up. I don't get it. I'm not sure what the author's going for, and I doubt it works, depending on what it is, but I'll be interested to see what other people made of it, but I really don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something obvious. Okay, Parade B. It's going to be really comical if, like, I just totally got that one wrong, but okay. Comedy's acceptable. Reaction, it's a reaction. And a victory card. Worth 1 VP, so it's always worth 1, plus 1 VP for every prize in your deck. Okay, that's fine. That's interesting-ish. When another player plays a prize, you may discard this. Oh, it's just a reaction victory card. That's kind of interesting. When another player plays a prize, this is not an action card. That's what I meant. You may discard this. If you do, gain that prize when it is discarded from play. Whoa, you steal prizes with it? I don't think I like that. I just don't like that. It makes them not want to get prizes or play them or anything. It's not really fun. So interestingly enough, I kind of like the victory component of it, which I said would be a tough bar to clear for me because of the duchy competition. But I don't like the bottom. And I really don't like the bottom. So, moving on. But, I mean, the top, again, would be a little boring because it's easily gonna... You know, okay, do I have 2 prizes? Then it's better than duchy. If I don't, it's not. But do I think I will? Anyway, it's not that interesting. Signet Ring. I like that name. Signet Ring. I think there's signet rings in Dune, I think. There's a signet ring. Maybe it's in lots. Maybe it's just a common sort of designation. But I think I associate it with Dune. Unless I'm messing up. Treasure. It's a treasure prize, like Diadem. It's worth nothing. +1 buy. When you play this, you may discard a card that is not a victory card, and plus coins equal to its cost. You may discard a victory card plus coin equal to half its cost. Rounded down. So you get to do both those things. So that just makes you a lot of money. Well, I mean, you want to play your action cards. But I mean, it makes gold though. It doubles how much gold's worth. So you could just discard gold because gold's not a victory card, and then you get to discard a victory card. So that actually makes a lot of cash, like so much cash, right? And it's a +1 buy. So I think it just blows Diadem out of the water by such a wide margin. I think it's actually, I don't often say this where you have a treasure that's like way too good and it is a prize, but I think it just gives you way too much coin for its cost, right? Because even if you just leave, you just discard a gold with it, so then it's worth 3 money. It nets you 3 money, rather. It's worth 6, but you discarded a gold. So it nets you 3, and then you discard a province that's 4, so it's worth 7 for discarding gold and province with it, which will be not uncommon at all. I think that's too good. Kind of an interesting idea, but too good, I think. ECF Council. I have no idea what that means. Another prize, another victory card prize. 1 VP per tournament in your deck. Huh. Sort of interesting. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. Simple. I like how simple it is. Yeah, I kind of like it. But I don't know that I like it enough, and like it's going to be strictly superior or strictly inferior to Duchy a lot. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be my top choice. But I compliment the idea for its elegant simplicity. Magic Lamp. That makes sense as a prize. Gain an action card costing up to 4, and then play it. Oh, there, my Renovate again. My Renovate is everywhere. Hands off my Renovate. Again, this is not Renovate at all, really. But you can just gain. Well, you can't gain this. So you can gain Fortress. Does it do any broken stuff? I guess it doesn't. Right? Because you can't keep playing this. Yeah, okay. I don't think it's... I'm trying to think of a way to break it. I can't think of one. Gain action card costing up to 4 and play it. Lame. Who cares about action cards that cost up to 4? So I think that's just weak. Jubilee. You may return this to the prize pile. If you do, choose an action card in your hand and play it 5 times. What? You cannot play action cards 5 times? That's even more broken than the other return to the prize pile one. You play, it's going to be so hard to keep track of. I mean, that's the least of its concerns. You play, like, Festival 5 times or Lab 5 times, that would be like 10 cards and 5 actions, or, yeah, it's just too much. And then you can keep doing it. Because you return it, then you would draw, like, 1,000,000 cards and have 1,000,000 actions, and then you would have drawn another tournament and another province, and you would just do this. You would easily do this. You very well could easily do this multiple times, and it would not be fun. So no, hard pass. Faithful Hound. Well, that's nice. I like the idea of a faithful hound. It should be like prized hound or hunting dog or something. +1 action, name 2 cards, reveal cards from your deck until you reveal a copy of the first named card, put it into your hand. Put all revealed copies of the second named card on your deck and discard the rest. So you get the card you named in your hand, and you can play it because you have an action. The second card you named, you just get to put all copies of it on your deck. Well, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess that's quite interesting, quite novel. I don't know why, I just don't really care for it, though. But it's probably fine and unique. But it makes me think. Which makes it bad? No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm moving on. It's probably fine. Blessing. Look through your discard pile, trash any number of cards from it. Trash any number of cards. So this is a super just clean up your deck. Although it really is regrettable to draw it early, so it kind of has the counting house problem. And it's a bit of a one use. This could be one you return, actually, right? Because you're not going to want to play it so much. So it might be interesting as a return one. And again, I like that it's simple. Yeah, it might be good. That might be good. Okay, Liege. +2 buys. While this is in play, when you buy a copper, you may trash a card from your hand and gain a card costing up to 2 more than it. But why? You don't want to buy a copper. Yeah, you don't want to buy a copper, man. And you just remodel. You buy a copper and remodel. Yeah, nah. Okay, we're almost done. King's Favor. +1 action, +1 card per tournament you have in play. Oh, +1 card per tournament you have in play. That's a kind of cool idea. While this is in play, when you play a tournament, +1 card and +1 money on top of the one the tournament gives you. I think that's going a bit far, but maybe not. Because you have to... So if you have 2 tournaments in play, it's Lab. 3, it's actually kind of like 1 or 2 cards from the just regular Cornucopia contest. Yeah, I don't really like the second part, and it's probably too weak without the second part, so. Ringmaster, it's an attack prize. Is that the first one we've seen so far? Interesting. +2 money. Each other player reveals the top 3 cards of his deck, trashes a revealed treasure card, discards the revealed action cards, and puts the rest back in any order. Ooh, it's kind of like a special rabble attack. It would kind of stack like rabble, kind of. Of course, it also has the thief problem where they just get to trash a copper and they pick the trashing. So that part of the attack is probably quite weak. I mean, you're definitely gonna hit a treasure, but you could very well just hit a copper and discard the revealed actions. So it's like spying them, but it looks at 3 cards for that. Put the rest back. I think it has to be tweaked a little to make it strong enough, because this part of the attack is not strong enough. This part is fine, but not strong enough by itself. And that's going to end up being like victory and curse cards, which is good. But yeah, I think it's too weak, mainly because of the treasure part. Fortune. Then there would be Fortune and Fortune Teller in Cornucopia, which might bug me a little bit. Although there's gold and bag of gold, I guess. Gain up to 4 coppers, putting them into your hand. Kind of, doesn't Beggar kind of have that covered? Reveal your hand. Reveal 1 card from your deck per copper in your hand. Put one of them that you choose into your hand and discard the rest. While this is in play, you may not play action cards from your hand. No. You don't want to gain 4 coppers. You don't want to bother with a prize that's going to give you 4 coppers in hand. I mean, 4 coppers in hand is nice because it's +4 money, but then it ruins your deck. I mean, and then we're just kind of we're kind of just, what am I trying to say? Going over design space that Beggar already has covered. Okay, I don't like it. Shield. Reaction. It's a reaction prize. When another player plays an attack card, you may reveal this. Oh, it's plus 3 cards. Or when another, so it's Smithy, or you may reveal this and draw until you have 6 cards in hand. And it moats you and gives you an extra card. It moats you and gives you an extra card. Or it's plus 3 cards. I don't think it's interesting enough, nor really strong enough. Golden Hammer. Trash a card from your hand, gain a card costing up to 4 more than it. Yeah, so that's that. So part of that was incorporated in a previous prize, or maybe even 2 previous prizes. And, I kind of like that, but, yeah, I kind of like that. Don't know that it's good enough to compete. I mean, earlier I said it was too strong, but what I meant is that it was too strong with all the other things it could potentially do as well. But maybe it needs those things. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being inconsistent on that that mechanic. Because, I mean, doing that is quite strong. It's super mega expand. You can trash, you can trash tournaments into province. It would be a nice use for it. And that'd be quite a nice use for it. Yeah, it's probably a good card. Okay, I think I like that one. Yeah. Okay, so those are my thoughts. Yeah, some interesting cards. Okay, we can discuss them further. Thank you.